Let's take a closer look at the Hot Wheels Starships Select prototype variant of Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Interceptor.
Varykino, living the Star Wars life.
Hello there, and thanks for visiting the Varykino YouTube channel. I'm really excited about today's unboxing. I am a big fan of the Hot Wheels Starship Select line of Star Wars starships, and this one, as you can see, is quite unique. I was really excited to find this one at my local store doing some shopping recently. So if you are familiar with the Hot Wheels line, you know that within every sort of wave, they generally do a variant, which is generally speaking battle damaged. But I've never seen a prototype variant before. The packaging looks different. Obviously, the ship inside looks very different. So the prototype versions of ships from this line were kind of teased, semi-revealed at an American convention last year, but information was very hard to come by. They had a couple in the back of a display case. Wasn't sure if they were simply placeholders or upcoming sort of prototype style designs. But lo and behold, here we go. Here's one in my hand. So I'm very, very excited. So let's take a closer look at the packaging. So there's some interesting things to go over here. What I thought was interesting on the store shelf, generally speaking, with the battle damaged variants available in each wave, we generally find here in New Zealand 1 or 2 on our store shelves. This one, I was expecting perhaps, if we ever got it in New Zealand, to maybe be 1 or 2 on our store shelves. I found quite a few. I didn't count. There looked like there was maybe 6 or 8, quite a lot, more than I was expecting. So very, very exciting for us collectors here to be able to know that we are getting some of these new interesting variant designs here. So I thought that was really fun, and it's just interesting seeing the different packaging on the store shelf. So one of the other things that I just wanted to point out is Obi-Wan. Here we have the number 15 in the orange marker here on the top hanger. So I have the original Obi-Wan Starship still boxed. I haven't unboxed this one yet. So you can see this is the standard version as we see in episode 3. But if you know your numbers, this one is 05 from the wave. So not really sure why, because generally speaking, the battle damaged variants share the same number as the original version. They have, for the variants, a blue number and some blue coloring down on the box here as well. But at the convention where the prototypes were revealed, they also had an AT-AT prototype. I have my box from my opened AT-AT, and you can see the AT-AT is number 15. So I'm wondering if perhaps they got the numbering a little bit mixed up, and maybe if we see the prototype AT-AT, maybe that one will have the 05 number. Who knows? But yes, so in the sort of classic line, the AT-AT is 15, and then for some weird reason, this prototype is also 15 as well. When personally, I think it should say an orange 05, like the original Obi-Wan there. So that's just a little bit of interesting trivia that I thought was kind of curious about it. But yes, now we have the box in hand. I'm going to be opening up very shortly, but let's take a closer look at all of these new and interesting packaging details. We have a pretty standard box design here, but we have, as you can see, some interesting differences. First thing that really catches my eye is the blue Star Wars logo here that continues up behind that line art image of the Jedi Interceptor there. And of course, I touched on the fact that this is an orange number as opposed to the red one or blue for the variant. But what I think is interesting is they have used the same blue color that is seen on the battle damaged variant packaging for the Allegiance logo. For this case, it is the Galactic Republic logo there in blue. Of course, we have some interesting colors down here as well. So behind the nameplate, which is usually a white, light gray panel, we have green with Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Interceptor in yellow text. It's very striking. And then we have, again, that same blue as the Star Wars logo down here in the corner for the Hot Wheels Starships Select. And in very tiny little yellow text all the way down the bottom, prototype ships. So we can see we've got another subline. We have the classic Starship Select, then we have the variants, and now we have prototype. So that's really fun. Of course, we have the Mattel logo here for ages 4 and up, though I do really think of these as more collector pieces than toys because they come with a display stand and they are quite heavy. I do really like this large big window here where we can see the ship in the front, which is great if you want to keep yours sealed. I was a little bit torn. I think this one looks really interesting and fun in its packaging. Who knows, maybe I will end up picking up a second one to keep boxed, but I definitely want to get this one out. I want to see it alongside my other ships. So a little bit more of a window there at the side, and now at the back we can see some of the other ships in this assortment. And so here we get a nice large picture of the prototype Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Interceptor there. And what's interesting about this is you can see it has a white base, which I think is really fun. You can see from the images here, the line usually includes a black plastic base. This one is white. And we still have the faction logo there, the Galactic Republic. This is going to look so fun to get this out. And we can see some of the other ships that came in this assortment. So for me personally, the Gauntlet and the Sandcrawler are the newest ones in this line. Very, very excited to see those on our store shelves. The Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter is a reissue for us here in New Zealand. We have a lot of these on the store shelves already. And the Snowspeeder is actually a much older reissue, which I'm very, very excited to be able to pick up. We missed it the first time around. So I really like the fact that Hot Wheels kind of reissues an older design in new waves. So you get a second chance to pick up one that you might have missed. So these two have been available in previous waves. These two are completely new designs, as well as this prototype ship, which is just, yeah, really fun. Lots of cool Star Wars ships in this wave. Got more of a window at the side. You can see lots and lots of light so we can see the ship inside. Just sort of standard copyright text there on the bottom. So there we go. That is the packaging. Very, very exciting. Pretty cool. Now it's time to open it up and take a closer look at this prototype Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Interceptor. So now I have the Starship and the stand out of the packaging. I'll take a closer look and get everything all assembled very shortly. Just wanted to show the backing card. As usual, we've got this blueprint artwork of the ships available in this wave. We can see the Jedi Interceptor, the Sandcrawler, the N1, the Gauntlet, lots of cool artwork in there, but usually this is black and white, following the interesting colors of the outer packaging. Here we have black and blue colors for that backing insert artwork. So just a little bit of a fun nod there to the fact that this is a prototype, so a different color for the packaging. And following on from that, the box containing the stand is usually black, but this one has sort of a blueprint all over print to it. So you can see the black square print over the blue. Just, I know that's a very small minor detail, but I just thought that was fun that they are taking the whole prototype and different packaging style throughout the whole presentation. So these are the sort of things that you won't appreciate or even see if you keep yours boxed. So I just wanted to show that there. So now we have the ship itself all out of the packaging, and wow, the colors on this are so fun. So as usual with prototypes in toy production, they kind of use very bold colors so that you can kind of see the different components and how they all go together, which is really fun because you can kind of get appreciation for the way that they assemble the toys. We can see the different components. So we have green here for the wings. We've got a pale blue for the main cockpit part. We've got white here for the plastic pieces for the wings. We've got a tiny little red dome for the astromech here. And on the underside, which was a little bit harder to see in the box, we have this very vibrant purple for the undercarriage here, which is really fun. We can see those bright silver screws and the hole. We're going to set it on its stand very shortly there. So they don't have too much in the way of moving parts, but one thing to note with the Jedi Starfighters is it's a little bit hard to show, but the dome of the astromech does rotate. There is some very tiny little sort of dome face details here on the front. It's going to be really hard for the camera to show it, but it has a little sculpted astromech eye and details here. Very, very cute. We can see the silver pins because these wings are going to hinge open there. And because these are metal, they don't have a clear plastic cockpit. This is all just painted. They don't come with figures or anything to put inside. There is no moving parts here for the cockpit, but the wings do move so that we can get that classic shape like we see in that epic opening to episode 3. So sometimes these wings are a little bit stiff. Sometimes this one is nice and smooth. I can open that one up. That one is a lot looser. We've got that little window through the wing there, so you can always use something to poke it if they are a little bit stiff. So going to get that one open. And let's get this top one open here as well. So yes, some of these ships I've found, the wings and bits and pieces are a little bit stiff. That one opened up nicely, so we can see the classic shape there, looking really, really fun. The colors are just so bright, but we can still see all of that really neat detail lines. Of course, no weathering on this version either, but there's so much detail going on here. It looks so cool. I love this just striking color pattern. It'll be interesting to see just how many designs we're going to get in this prototype line. I know it's not for everyone. I have actually got a few of the Hasbro actual prototype figures in my collection. I think it is a fun, interesting part of the story behind the manufacturing of some of our favorite Star Wars collectibles. We can see the engines there in the back. It's just really cool to see how all the different components are going to come together. Because the wings are kind of inserted into the main body, I can't quite tell if the wings are one piece that goes through the center or they are two individual pieces that are held in place by the top and bottom of the main cockpit part. But nevertheless, it's a fun and interesting look at the way that these toys are assembled there. Really, really cool. So I don't have much in terms of like the paint job or decals or weathering to talk about. So let's open up the stand. I know the wings are going to close back down a little bit once I put that on the desk there. So let's go and open up the stand. I really want to see this white version of the stand. It's going to be quite cool. So in here, we've got the two pieces that form the stand. I like the fact that the base is usually wrapped up in tissue paper to protect the printing. Let's get this one out. And then we can see we've got a nice clear print of the ship name, Jedi Interceptor. And then we have the faction symbol, the Galactic Republic in black. And on the front edge, we can see that it is stamped with the Star Wars logo and the Hot Wheels logo there. And we've got the two little insert parts here, so we can clip the stand part into it here. This usually clips in nice and easily. There we go, nice and audibly too there. And so we've got this little peg up the top, not too much at the bottom, just the copyright information, Hot Wheels, Mattel, Star Wars, all of that sort of stuff at the bottom. So I'm just going to open up these wings again, and then we'll get this one sitting on the stand. Okay, so sometimes they're tight, sometimes they go on easily. Let's see. This one's a little tight, but it goes on nice and securely because these are metal. I do like the fact that they sit on nice and tight. They're not going to fall off and hit the desk there. So that looks so cool. The white is a really interesting choice. I really do hope they make more in this line so we can have a lineup of white prototype ones next to the black regular ships. And I know that this is the prototype for Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Interceptor, which, as you saw earlier, I still have boxed, but I do have Anakin's unboxed from a recent wave, so we can kind of see the two of them together, which I thought was really interesting. This is sort of like a pre-production version, and here we have sort of a finished version, and we can really see the differences in just the way that they come across, the different stands. The printing on this one is black on white. This one is a silver ink on black, so they're not a complete swap of each other. Otherwise this one would have white ink there, but we can really see all the details. We can see the astromech would have all of that little detail painted and highlighted with the blue panels and all of that kind of stuff. This one is just straight red no printing on it, so it kind of just looks like a little red bead there, and we don't have any of the sort of paneling details. There's lots of decals on this one. If I hold this one up, you can see the very, very small Galactic Republic symbol. We've got some symbols here and around the back, and of course the all over weathering. It's kind of got a bit of a grey wash and all of that accenting around the cockpit and that front window on the wings. This one doesn't have any of that, obviously. We can still see the lines, but they're a little bit, I want to say, softer because we don't have the painted details to sort of really bring them out. But we've still got all the sort of interesting, we've got like that TIE Fighter-esque wing texture on the underside here. It's a little bit more evident to my eyes here because of that black paint really highlighting it up. But I think this looks so interesting. I don't really know of too many other companies that have kind of done prototype versions like this. I think this is really fun. I know Hasbro has been doing, they're sort of going through different characters and doing prototype versions where all the limbs and everything are different colors. I think those are really fun, and it's fun to see this in a Starship vehicle line. I think this is really, really cool, and I really, really hope that prototype 8080 that was previewed is available soon as well. I think that one looked really, really fun. Some really interesting colors with that purple, blue, green, white, and red, the different base. It's just fascinating. I think this is really fun. I know it might not be for everyone, but I think this is really, really cool. And for the completionists out there, I think this is going to be a must-have. You know, it's fun when they do variants like this. Sometimes, you know, they lock them behind perhaps a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, you know, just out there for the uber collectors that are willing to chase it down on the secondary market or queue for hours to get one at the convention itself. I think it's fun that they're doing such a different variant like this that is available to the wider market for all collectors to choose whether they want to grab. But it was just so striking on the store shelf. I'm like, yeah, I need this one. I'm going to add it to my shelf, especially since I really like the Jedi Interceptor designs. I want to see it alongside the ones I already own. So I think it looks so cool. That was a really exciting find. Sometimes for us here, collectors here in New Zealand, we sometimes, you know, sort of wistfully watch all of the American collectors getting some of the cool things, wishing that they would come to our stores. So very, very excited that this one is available for us down under. And I think it looks so cool. I have a lot of fun unboxing these Hot Wheels Starship Select vehicles, and this one is no different. Less details to talk about, but I think it's really fun nonetheless. So hope you can see the differences and the similarities between these two. I know this is Anakin's and this is Obi-Wan's, but without the different paint job, they're essentially the same thing at the core. So there you go. I'll have a few images on the screen so you can see some of the details up close, especially that cute little astromech dome there that even turns. Very, very cute. Thank you so much for watching my Hot Wheels Starship Select prototype ships Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Interceptor unboxing and review. If you are a fan of the Hot Wheels Starship Select line, I'll have a few of my unboxings from the line linked down below if you want to watch a few of my other unboxings. Feel free to subscribe for daily Star Wars toy and unboxings. We've got lots of fun things coming up, including some more Hot Wheels ships from the brand new wave. I'm very, very excited to get those out. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next video, and as always, may the Force be with you.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.